Hey everyone, I'm Mark,
And I'm Alex.
and this is Final Stop for Final Fantasy Talks. Well, welcome everyone to episode 63 of the podcast. So, we're going to continue our Final Fantasy X playthrough. We left off the last episode in Via Purifico. You wrote down, man, nice piece of music here with the piano. You know what, man? It
Yeah,
was because when I came
yeah,
in and I was going through all the notes and I was working, I also had the game pulled up as I often do, but in this case, where we left off, it was just Yuna just there at the save sphere. And so I was just listening. It was on the song for repeat for probably like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and I was like, what, this is
mhm,
nice. This is a really sick song, That's a nice place to be.
yep, exactly. I think it's even called, I think
It's,
it's called Via
yeah, I think
Purifico
it's
or
just called
something
that.
like that. Yeah, but it's a really good one. Even the remastered is pretty good as well. Basically, in this situation, Yuna's been thrown in here. She's solo. So I think at this point, this is kind of a good time. You can teach her some black magic. I think at this point, you've got at least one black magic sphere, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe a couple, but yeah,
Yeah,
and you should
from
have some
the
other
Seymour fight.
spheres that you've gained or possibly been able to get through, different things. And, we have level 4 key sphere now, and different stuff
Right.
like with
Yeah, there's
teleport
some
and friend
options.
spheres.
Exactly.
You definitely have some
Yeah.
abilities, and that's why honestly I love this part with Yuna. It was so much fun because, dude, through my playthrough, with just Lulu, Yuna, and Kamari, I've taught her all the tier 2 black magics before. And
Yeah.
dude, she's just blasting everything away. She's overkilling most things in here. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Exactly. Magic is just really, really powerful. I mean, even still at this stage of the game, it kind of becomes less so a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, at this point, like you can teach her some pretty good stuff. But anyways, aside from that, I mean, she's going to be pretty far behind because she hasn't been with the party for such a long time. She's going to be really under leveled. So
True.
basically, just kind of, check in on her sphere grid, teach her some new abilities, do all that kind of stuff, and even upgrade your Aeons a little bit, right?
So most of the time, it's just look at the tier 2 magics and see what you kind of teach at this
Pretty
point.
much. Yeah.
Kira, all the Rus essentially. Most of them come with it. So Ixion has Thundara already, and like Shiva has Blazara,
Shiva,
but
exactly.
but Ifrit only doesn't have Fyra, so that's a good chance because you probably have a ton of bomb cores at this point.
And I think Cure is pretty difficult to teach, actually. I think at this point, you're probably best off just trying to teach maybe the new Aeon Bahamut, something like Cure, which is 99 high potions. I think Cure is 99 X potions, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken, but kind of hard to get that amount of items.
Need a lot of money usually.
Yeah.
Well, we got a new one, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, so if you look in your menu, you got Bahamut. He'll have the most HP. He'll have pretty much the highest strength. And he comes with a whole bunch of good abilities, too. I think he even has all of the level 3 black magic spells right off the bat. It's pretty crazy. So, really, you're not going to get in any trouble with the enemies around here either. We're going to cover them in a minute. They're pretty unremarkable. I mean, like, none of these guys. The only dangerous thing is the fact that Yuna's on her own, but other than that, you've got, an Aqua Flan, kind of an upgraded version, nothing special, weak
Yeah.
to lightning.
As we progress through the game, you do kind of realize in Final Fantasy X, there's wow, a lot of creativity. No, there's no creativity. They just basically recolor something, and it's like, okay, Aqua Flan, great. It's just another flan that's a different elemental, but it looks exactly the same. It's like Swamp Mafdet. It's like, okay, yes,
Yeah,
it's the same thing as the ice one, but nope, now it's weak to ice. And so it's pretty much a pattern here with weak to lightning in ice,
yeah,
and it's pretty unremarkable. Things do start to hit a little bit more. We're talking like maybe 4 to 500 as a usual. That's usually nothing too concerning. And like you talked about with Bahamut, I mean, you summon him, he was like one of the first Aeons that was like actually worth it. In like, hey, actually he kills things pretty quickly here rather than just my regular party. And especially now with Yuna, because that is kind of an interesting thing. If you don't teach Yuna magics, they did provide you at least an Aeon that was capable of surviving these very easy battles. I mean,
yeah,
honestly, any of
yeah.
them could have, but
Oh
he'll
yeah, no,
just
you can
make short
do. I
work.
mean, exactly. Ifrit will work here. Any Aeon that can heal themselves, you're fine.
Yep.
So pretty much Ifrit, Ixion, Shiva, and Bahamut. Valifor will probably be fine. It's just Valifor tends not to have the highest HP. But aside from that, the other thing I wanted to say too is it just kind of occurred to me, like, what is up with Yevon throwing a bunch of just fiends in the dungeon to try and kill these guys? And how are people dying to these battles anyways? I mean,
Yeah,
you
seriously.
got a Sahagin here. This is the other one. So Sahagin out of water,
Dude, it looks
real
so
scary,
silly
you
how
know.
it's
I
like,
mean,
oh wow, yes, no, we
it's,
didn't.
it's like a penguin thing or something.
Yeah, Cave, Iguanion, right, or Iguion,
Yeah.
and Bad
Hmm.
Eye. I mean, they're all just kind of easy stuff, and so you will get quite a bit of experience here because how easy it is. It's actually very easy to overkill most of these too, and so like you're gonna be getting lots of kind of items and experience, and like Alex alluded to, you kind of need that with Yuna because she just hasn't been getting in any battles.
And then there is one other, notable enemy, I guess, the only one around here. You can only really encounter him at the very end, kind of in this, corridor towards the end of the
Sure.
dungeon here. But it's this larva type enemy. You've seen something like it on Thunder Plains. Remember, like the larva type guys cast Thundera and.
Yep, and they cast it on themselves. They gain
Yep,
additional
yep.
magic or something like that.
Exactly. So, I mean, this guy, he casts Watera, and that's pretty much it. So, pretty much null tide, and you're good.
I mean, well, exactly. I
So
mean,
that's
it
the thing.
just it
It's
makes it
nothing
so
crazy.
easy because it's
That's what I
just
mean. Like, who's actually
two.
dying to these battles?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But this whole place it's kind of like a maze, but it's not that difficult. Essentially, you have kind of three columns of rooms. They have different treasures, characters that can be found in glyphs, and so you're not going to be Una by yourself for very long because it doesn't really matter which way you go. So it'd probably be best to do either like go west and go all the way around in a loop, which
Hmm.
is kind of just a fastest route, or go east and go all the way around. Doesn't matter, just go west or east. But if you go to
Yeah,
the
don't
west
go down
route,
the middle. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you'll
Don't
just
go
have
down
to,
the middle right off the bat. You'll
yep,
have to go back there anyways.
to backtrack. So just kind of to make best use of your time. If you don't care, go for it. I mean, get extra battles.
Yeah.
Why not? But yeah, you will eventually have to backtrack if you just go straight north right now. But if you go west and then you kind of just go in the various rooms. I mean, it's a little confusing. We went through it, so if you just go in the various rooms, there's one that has an elixir and a glyph, and you definitely want to go hit the glyph.
It's like stuck in the rubble,
Yeah,
kind of in the
you can
wall,
see
and
it
you
quite
touch it.
easily. It's glow in
Exactly.
there, and
Yep.
another room has a white magic sphere, so that's pretty interesting. And Lulu, and dude, what a little moment they have.
It's just kind of weird because she's sitting in like the dead end of a creepy little dark hallway, and
Yep.
and she's feeling all. I guess she's feeling ashamed or something right now.
Well,
She's feeling a little
okay,
bit
let's
embarrassed.
let's figure this out, man. I know, right? Because so did she agree to marry? Is that what it really was? I kind of always took it she got kidnapped and now she's being forced to marry. But then, Seymour on the wedding, just like you would play up marriage,
Mhm.
just a chance to so that makes it seem like she went willingly with it, or maybe she still was a captive and went willingly. I
Yeah,
don't know.
she was going kind of like half willingly, right? Because
Yeah.
then she had
She
the whole
saw her
plan of trying to
chance.
send him when he wasn't ready for it.
Yep, that's true. Oh,
Yeah.
you got a little moment, but now you got Lulu in your party. So hey, there you go. And me right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, let's decimate, dude. Now I got Lulu and Yuna both casting. It's like, oh,
Yeah, no,
it's too
now
easy.
you're good. And that's the other thing I was gonna say. So now we've also got a white magic sphere on
Yes.
top of that. What do you do with this? Because this is an
Okay.
interesting one, right? Because you can
It
turn
is.
Lulu. You can almost make Yuna redundant by just making Lulu an all-rounder.
You could.
Give her like Cura, and she's pretty much a
Yeah.
healer and black mage all in one.
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the reverse thing with Unit 2, right? You give her a bunch of black magic. It's kind of
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
sometimes she overkills things more than Lulu does, and so
Oh yeah,
you
she's
know
got as high a magic stat.
I feel you got a couple of different routes here. You either go utility, you can teach, maybe you teach Yuna something like haste, or maybe you teach Lulu haste, or maybe you do
Hmm.
different things like that.
That's a
Or
good one. Yeah.
Or you got protect and she'll maybe reflect, I don't know, but and of course you got the healing, but yeah, maybe haste. You got a few options that may be in there, but honestly, man, I did what you just said, man. I taught her Cura, and oh my gosh, both of them are just like they can just destroy anything. I don't even need a third character.
Y
I mean, it's
yeah, yeah,
it's ridiculous.
exactly.
Kamari's just there along for the rides, is like, wait up, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, hey, I got one for you. Scan.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There you
Use it
go.
on scan.
You need this.
But
I mean,
basically, yeah, like you said, so the west side's got Lulu, and then pretty much if you just keep going around that corridor, it just goes in a big loop.
if you just went east first, and you kind
Yeah,
of if you just go up east, Kamari and a Mega Potion are in room. So if you just get them, that way you can kind of get the crew. And honestly, for me, this place was amazing because not to continue going at the point, but like that's my party, and I was like, okay, this is just wow, this is way too easy. Either way, eventually you'll go in a semicircle, you go way up, you'll meet, and there'll be Orin. And dude, I you like this part, don't you?
yeah. The dialogue here is just hilarious because it's like there must be an exit somewhere. We search. Why would there be an exit in a prison? I mean,
Because
explain that to me, at least for like, the inmates, essentially. It's
yeah,
like, yeah, let's go to the exit, like it's gonna be marked or something. You look up,
there's a
there's a
giant
sign,
gate there, like, hey
exit.
guys, can
Yeah,
you let
like
us out?
emergency
And the
exit.
guards are like, yeah, dude, come on out. This is the exit for prisoners. I forgot to mention.
It just cracks me up because it's like even they're so confident that they can't die. They're
Yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, we just find the exit. That's
yeah,
it.
just oh,
We're
this is
good."
nothing big for us. Another day as a
No,
guardian to a
another
summoner.
day in prison.
It is pretty funny. I mean, yes, the logic there is hilarious. But hey, now you have Orin in your
It's
party.
classic Final Fantasy
Oh,
logic though,
dude,
right? I mean,
it's so
it's
great.
just it is what it is.
Yes. And this is why doing it in a loop is best, because essentially you go either west or east and you get Orn and then you just complete the loop. Now you're back where you first started. Now go ahead, go north into the kind of lower north area, not where you got Orin, but in a different one. You'll find a black magic sphere. So another, I mean, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Teach Yuna some more
So now we
spells,
got
or
2.
something. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, match up some different elements maybe. And now you have a teleporter that would have not been activated earlier, but now is after you got that glyph.
Mhm.
So if you stand on it, it will activate and it'll like, dude, it's hilarious. What does it do? It's like, it just like you spin it,
Well,
it just ricochets. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, didn't mean to do that. Whoops.
yeah, it's like pinball,
Yeah,
right? It just takes off like it's
skee ball.
spring-loaded or something. It's like, "Pew!" My favorite thing is how it stays perfectly still and they just make it all blurry like it's moving hella fast.
They are going overboard with the blur, dude. At this point, I
Oh,
my
yeah, they
my
always
theory
do.
is at this point in development, they figured out how to kind of like blur the screen, and so now they're going wild with it. Like, oh my gosh, we got to add it everywhere. It's fantastic. Look, we're blurring it. Oh, there's
Yeah,
an
it's like, "Oh,
action
no."
here. Oh, something's going
Yeah.
on. If you noticed while you got to this area with the black magic, obviously you just keep going. There was also a gate that will also not be there, so now you can get to the northwest area. That's where you were heading for. You wait for the arrow on the teleport pad to go west. Boom, you take it, and you get into the secret room. Man, what's your prize?
Well, I mean, this one's actually pretty good. You get a skill sphere right
Okay.
off the bat. That's pretty legit. Lucid Ring for Yuna, which is also pretty good. I mean, it's got Confuse Ward,
Yeah,
Poison, Silence Ward, so it's a decent one. And then there's a little hidden one, like if you look, it'll be actually by, the
by
gate
the gate
that you
itself.
couldn't
Yeah.
get through. Yeah, exactly. It's 10,000 gills, so
It's hidden pretty well too. I mean, it
yeah, that one
is.
definitely. But regardless of that, pretty much at this point, you just use that teleport pad to go back the way you came, make a save, and then basically we can actually go to, I guess, the exit. It's just the only hallway we haven't gone so far,
Yeah.
so we'll figure it out. But this is also that place that's got these red lights. This is where you can get encounters with that larva enemy.
Yeah, and it seems to be quite high encounter rate in that hallway
Yeah, it
too.
is
It's
pretty annoying.
you'd be
Yeah.
expected to fight it probably like 4 times by the time you actually make it. And it's like,
I think so,
whoa.
3 to 4 on average, yeah.
Yeah.
And look who we have waiting for us. And it's just like,
uh,
Lady Una, so it is you. We got Asaru, man.
yeah.
I
Hello.
mean, who else do we send than Asaru? Yeah, so basically, he got asked specifically, got ordered to deal with the traitors.
Yeah.
By Maester Micah, of course, we're like target number one for them at this point, pretty much. The traitors, essentially, is how we're branded. So, ordered to deal with them, Maroda and Pasa are going to be there, and he has to do this unhappy deed himself.
Well, let's see. It's Isaru versus Yuna. Do. It's like I choose
He's
you,
got so
Pikachu.
excited.
Use Thunderbolt. I mean, it's a summoner battle, man. This is Pokemon. This is what this is.
Yeah,
So,
they're just standing there pretty much. I mean, heck, Yuna probably could have just knocked him out. She hit him over
dude.
the head with her rod.
Oh my gosh, can I just start
Come
casting
on.
on him? That would have been
Yeah.
fantastic. Just
Yeah, let me
boom.
just actually kill him with, like,
Yeah.
exact Pyra.
Let's stick it out like men. Okay, here is Saru. Like I thought you were the man here. Let's use our
He's
fists. Come on, let's duke it out.
he's probably level 1.
Dude, dude,
But
I'm
the
feeling brawler right now. Like I wanted to just beat him up. That's what I wanted to do. Just
yeah,
punch him in his face.
yeah. And the funny thing is, so, I mean, his Aeons, it's hilarious because, they're all the same basically,
Why do
like,
they
when
have
he
different
summons
names? I
one.
don't understand this.
That's what I'm gonna get to. Yeah, that's what's so funny about it, because 'cause he'll summon the first one he summons is basically his version of Ifrit.
Yeah.
And this name, I just love it. It cracks me up. Grothia.
What?
Grothy. I'm not
Why?
even sure.
Why? Is it not the same
Grothia.
spirit
Like,
of the
what the heck?
same person? Ah, my name is
Yeah.
unique to each and every one of you.
His Aeons suck. Like, they're terrible. It's actually sad how
Dude,
bad they are. I mean, I think
oh
they have a
man.
lot of HP, but other than that, they can't do
Easy
any
mode.
damage.
No.
Like,
Or it's
if
just
they
so easy to like just prevent their damage that they would be able to do.
yeah. But, I mean, they can't kill you. They're just no
No.
threat. Like, there's no way that they can
Dude,
kill you.
I
That's the
used I
thing.
used Shiva every single time and I just kicked their butt every single time.
Easily too, that's the thing, right? Because, I mean, for example, like Rothia comes in with a full overdrive,
Yeah.
alright, so you shield, uses Hellfire, you take, like, 200 damage.
Yeah. And it
So,
takes like I don't know, maybe 2, 3 Blazzaras tops to just boom. You're done by that point because you used overdrive. So boom, boom, boom. You just attack.
yeah,
You get the first
one
attack, and then you'll get two more
one
before
diamond
he'll even do
dust.
anything. Next,
Exactly.
what do we got?
Teria, I think that's how you say
Yeah, I
I
would say
think
yeah.
the P
I
is
yeah.
silent,
I would agree.
but it's like a Pateria thing or
Yeah,
something like
like
that. It's basically his
pterodactyl.
version of
Yeah,
Valifor, yep. I don't know why his Valifor has more HP than his Ifrit,
dude.
number 1, that's
I mean, what the
weird to
heck?
me,
Why
right?
can't our Valor have that much HP? What do you
True.
do?
Yeah, for real. Imagine that 12,000 HP. That's crazy. But the major trade-off, this is what cracks me up. Imagine like a mode of Final Fantasy X where you could play like say Isaru mode where your Aeons. There's this trade-off of they get crazy
Yeah,
HP, but their
but they
stats,
suck.
dude, I looked them up. Their stats are so low. Like I think Teria literally had like 28 or 29 strength.
Yeah, I mean
Anyways, yeah, he's not
it's a joke, dude. The last one, what, Spathy or Spothy, like Bahamut? Like you said, it is a joke. I mean,
Spotty.
it's insane. It's one of those where it doesn't do anything but gearing up. It's like, okay, so I get to just sit here and attack you free willy nilly nonstop. All right, awesome, dude. Just Bazaar,
Or like
Bazaar,
full
Bazaar,
turn.
Bazaara. Dude, if you make it
Yeah,
to Mega Flare,
takes
oh
like
no,
4
one turn,
turns.
I'm gonna just shield 200 damage. All right, Bazaar, Bazaar. I mean, it's
Well,
hysterical.
imagine that too. I just find it hilarious how terrible that is because imagine having to take 4 turns just to use your overdrive. It's
Oh
like
my
and the whole time
gosh,
you're
I
sitting there,
know.
you're just waiting, right? You can't he doesn't take any actions. That's the other kicker. Spathy, he can use the impulse move that Bahamut usually has, just a weaker version.
Right.
He uses his regular attack. But yeah, he gets to a point where he just basically tries to go for his overdrive. He just goes to that countdown.
Yep. Yeah, 5 turns to do whatever you want, but once you take them all out because it's quite easy. He's like, "Oh, stay away."
Ugh, stay away.
Yeah. She's like, "What? You want some more? You want some more? Come on." Yeah, no.
Well, I like how he gets knocked down as if he got physically hit.
Yeah.
Like his
My
Aeon's getting
spirit.
killed.
Ah. It got
That's what I'm
punched by yours.
that's
Spirit
that's what
punched.
it seems like. It seems like he got taken down from the energy of his Aeon's get it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that was too much to bear." Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, yeah, again, just have to reiterate the points. Like, Yevon, way to go, guys. You let the most incompetent guy, like
Yeah.
this summoner, he's terrible. And you chose him to guard the exit.
Dude, okay, and
Come on.
they knew who they threw in there. They like
Exactly. That's
okay,
what doesn't make
like
any sense. It's
maybe
like you've got
Kamari was
Waterman.
unknown, maybe Lulu was unknown. Yuna definitely known. They know what she's capable of. Orin, they definitely know. They know what he's capable
Sure
of. All
are.
right, who we
Yeah.
got? Who wants to volunteer? Volunteer? Everyone's hanging their head. They're like, Isaru. All right, let's go. And his brother's like, all right, let's go in there. No, 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 just Isaru. He's good enough. Go and send him in. Yeah, no, he'll be fine.
Basically, you've got horror, and this part's hilarious because Isara's sitting on the ground and he's kind of doing like this childlike sit, where you're like hugging your knees, sitting on the ground.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Oron walks up and on his way, he just has to say, he's like, "Your pilgrimage is over."
It's over.
It's like, boom, that's it,
Pack it
bro.
up,
You
kid.
got defeat. Yeah, it's like we defeated you at the gym. You're done.
To be a man, you must be. Yeah, no, he failed. And I was thinking about this. After you win, you get your experience, you get your gil. I was like, this is kind of funny in the gil. So it was Yuna versus Saru. We got paid. Did we rob the guy too? Like, give me your money. Like, we beat
Yeah,
you.
I never
Give me your
noticed
money.
that.
Yeah,
That's
we took
interesting.
his money. And we're like, dude, what you got on you? We got to get out of here, man. Pimping ain't easy. Let's
Okay.
go. It's pretty funny, but
But
that's that, right? And so here we go. We're back to Titus, Waku, and Riku. And dude, what is
they're in
this?
the underwater. They're
Uh,
I know this is crazy because it's like they're in the underwater part of the Via
yeah,
Purifico. Any normal person you would just drown because the
apparently,
whole time
yes.
it's completely underwater. But anyways, let's just disregard that. And on your game too, it looked pretty tricky, right? Because they're
Oh
not one
boy,
of your three.
dude.
So
I
like they
mean,
were all
Riku
like
still has
base
350. That's
level.
the thing. It's pretty hysterical.
Yeah,
Titus is at
Waka
500.
had 800
Waka had
HP and Titus
800,
had
and that was
500.
because I originally was gonna do the challenge with 4 and include Waka, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna do 3. And so he was slightly developed, and that's why he has 800, but still not very far. And yeah, it's pretty hilarious. But dude, what is this? So there's this chest, right? You'll be placed there. You got a safe sphere. You got this chest. You're like, ooh, chest. No, it's not a chest. It's a shop, and you're like,
Yeah,
who left this here? Who built this whole entire prison? It was like, oh, and in the end, at the
right.
beginning, we'll leave them an item shop. Good luck. Buy as much as you want, though. Go ahead, sell items. We'll buy it all, yes. And then there's storative items and all this stuff. It's like, dude, what is this?
I could just imagine Seymour just being like talking with Keenock. I have the perfect way to kill these guys, but first we got to give them a little shot. Okay.
Hold. I have a request.
Because they have to be able to buy some items, all right? We got to
They
be
need
fair.
items. Hold.
We're running
My wife
ethical.
will get the best guardians healthy. Yes.
We're running ethical
For you.
prison here, okay? No, but for real, it is just hilarious. But yeah, it sells just basic stuff. Potion, Phoenix Down,
Yep.
eye drops, antidote, all
Basic.
that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Definitely get some softs.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like at this point, you should be getting okay about money. Don't forget these give wards, and wards is better than nothing. If you got an empty slot on an item that you
Yeah,
know is not worthwhile or something, or just maybe has like magic or strength to a certain amount, you can always
yeah.
toss on a ward, and you got enough at this point. But yeah, no, there's plenty of things you could do. I mean, you got a bunch of different kind of spheres at this point, especially like from Binkanel on, like we have a bunch of different like skill spheres, black magic spheres. You might still have that white magic sphere. Like you got a lot of different kind of stuff that you can teach a bunch of different players. And well, if you are using Titus Walk and Riku, you still have this available. I mean, so what are some things you like to do, man?
I was gonna say, because at this point, out of the three, Riku's a really good magic caster. She's actually got like a decent magic stat on her sphere grid. She kind of gets little upgrades of 2 here and there, at least more than Walk. Well, Walk actually gets pretty good magic too, and he might have really strong magic at this point. Anyways, regardless of who you give anything to, maybe like a black magic, Thundara would be really good in this area.
Yeah.
If you've gotten to drain, somebody else with drain is always useful, just because it's another way you can heal yourself at the same time and actually does a pretty decent amount of damage. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, just something like that. It's always kind of useful. I mean, earlier in the game, Lulu did recommend. She was like, "Hey, Riku, maybe you should learn a spell or two."
Yeah, she kind of led you there, to
Exactly. Yeah.
she hinted, and so
And then for skill sphere, to be honest, I really love to do armored break. There's a bunch that you can get with that. You can get like Dark Buster, Silence Buster, or
Delay attack,
uh,
maybe also.
yeah, that's also a good one. That is actually really good. It's unlikely you got Delay Buster at this point, but yeah, delay attack's pretty good.
I
But
mean, that's the
anyways,
thing. Lots of options, man. It's great, and there's mainly two enemies here, right? You got the octopus and
yeah,
the Flagius, Flagius.
Flagia, Flagias. Yeah, that's a weird one.
What'd you
It's like a
call
shark
me?
one. You call me a Flagius? Get the
Yeah,
heck out of here. The octopus is definitely armored. The Phlegias, they do a pretty decent amount of damage. That's one thing I will say about them is your strategy with these guys. They've got a fairly decent amount of HP. They've got really
yeah,
good defense.
yeah.
And so you want to use Dark Buster, you want to use Delay Attack, any sort of special items you've gotten so far, like maybe sleeping powders, smoke bomb, stuff like that with Riku with her use ability, because they're pretty annoying. They do like 600 damage with their physical attacks. So,
We do have another save point here. I mean, if you make it there, save it, and here we go. A real tough boss battle,
well, yeah, I mean, it's who brought the undead version of Every down here?
dude. I
I mean,
mean,
seriously,
what is
like,
this? Is this what this thing just did? It just manifested this quickly. Just this was coming down to Pavel. It's the great
yeah.
guardian worm who will also inhabit the prison just in time when someone comes back up. You're like, come on,
I just
man.
think it's funny to think again. I just think it's funny to think there's like this whole backstory where they're like, okay, sorry, you go guard that exit. Every Altana undead version, all right. You go down there. You're gonna be underwater, dude. But you just gotta
Yeah,
you
no
just gotta
rest for
guard
you.
that
Go
exit.
work.
Seriously. But yeah, this guy, he has about 16,000 HP, which I'm not sure is reduced from last time. It probably is, to be honest.
Yes,
And
32,000, I believe, was what he had last time.
yeah, so he's half his HP essentially. And this guy will freak you out basically because he opens up right off the bat with Stone Gaze. If you don't have stone protection, you probably
Yeah,
don't at this point, to be honest, at least on these three. You haven't been given a stone proof. Stone proof is pretty hard to come by and hard to customize. But yeah, they shatter instantly. So you
yeah.
pretty much, if he gets a turn, like he usually takes out a character right off the bat. There's an interesting mechanic in this battle. I mean, what do you normally do here?
I'll tell you what I've done before and what I used to do. Okay,
Yeah.
before I paid too much attention, would be I'd do the whole triggers to open the gates and run away, right? And in doing that was pretty
Yeah.
funny because the person who was shattered would be back. We're like, whoa, welcome back. You just pieced yourself together. Just
Yeah.
came out. You're like, cool. And so that is nice because you get all three again.
Yep. And so that's the whole thing with this. So right off the bat, even before he gets a turn, usually, you'll have good enough agility, especially with Riku in the party, to where you'll get a turn first and you'll have a trigger command. I think they all have open lock, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, you do that, and like Mark said, you open up these gates and you can just basically try to run away from him. Every time you open a gate, successfully open one, somebody's revived. So
Yeah.
regardless if they're shattered or if they're just KO'd at that point, they get revived. So pretty nice if you kind of keep that in mind. There is a downside to it, but it's a treasure related thing that we'll get to in a little bit here. But aside from that, yeah, every Altana he counters every physical, which also really is not
Dude, it
good.
makes
Usually does
it
about
makes it tough
800.
sledding.
Yeah, it really is. And, if one character has been petrified, the good news is he'll stop using Stone Gaze and he just uses Photon Spray, which hits everybody for about, I don't know, 600 or so, somewhere around there, I guess.
Yeah.
Eight and attack, which again will hit for about 800. So he hits pretty hard, especially on this party. I mean, your team doesn't really have great defense.
Yep, that's true. And well, if you do choose to go the open gate route, there are a few treasure chests along the way, man.
Basically, there's these two chests in the underwater hallways, these corridors, where you're escaping, and since you're going past them, I guess you can't go back. One of them has an Avenger, which is a counterattack for Titus, and the other one has a rematch, which is a Vaden counter for
Yeah.
Waka. But just to finish up, basically, the weird thing you'll notice something strange about this guy, right? kinda see, like, a smoke
Yeah, what's
coming
going
off
on with
of
him,
him.
man? Is he sick?
Looks
Does he
kinda
have a
eerie.
cold?
Yeah, so this dude's
Oh,
actually
did
undead.
wait, didn't we kill this guy? Hold on, isn't the boss that we
Right,
literally just fought? Wait a
yeah.
second.
So maybe we could just throw Phoenix down on Micah,
Yeah, dude.
you
We'll just
know?
start.
I
Listen,
mean,
let me tell you. I know a
he's
place.
undead.
They have an unlimited amount. It's called Any Shop. Why don't we just go buy a ton and start just tossing them on every single person,
Unlimited
just to make
supply.
sure? Because it seems that everyone's a zombie in this game. So let's just
For
toss it
real.
on everyone.
Oh man, that'd be a whole topic we can get into at a later point. Zombie or undead?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Identify yourself.
yeah. Basically, obviously, with this guy, it's a bit of a cheese fight because you can just straight up throw a couple Phoenix downs and call it
Oh,
a day.
absolutely.
One will do quad 9, and then the next one will finish them off. Actually, I think they'll both do like 8,000.
It's like
They'll
80,
split it up into two. Yeah,
82
it's like
or 8600 or
right.
something like
It's
that.
like exactly half of 16,384,
Yeah,
and then they'll do that 2 times. But yeah, and then just call it a day.
that's
Like you
so
can,
easy. Dude, that's the thing
it's
because I
funny.
mean, like you said, it'll start with Stone Gaze, so one person instantly dead. Well, all you need is two people, two Phoenix Downs. There you go.
Yeah. It would suck to go through the whole fight and
I've
just,
done it. It's not easy. Like, I mean, gosh,
yeah,
you are
slog
literally
it
running
out.
away the whole time. Like, you're fighting for
Yeah.
survival. This dude is not easy.
And the other nice thing was just killing him with Phoenix Stallion, you probably get an overkill,
Yeah.
and this guy drops Black Magic Sphere
Ooh,
again,
you can
so,
get two.
this is what I'm saying, yeah, we're getting to the point now where we're actually really starting to get some seriously good stuff,
Yeah.
and you can start
Don't be
out
afraid to
really
use them.
customize exactly, it's fun, you can just really customize the characters however you want at this point. I mean, you don't have a ton, but, like, at this point, you've got at least 3 of those.
Well, the
But
benefit
yeah,
also, right, if you take them out right away, is there's no more encounters. So you don't have to worry about
there you
anything.
go.
You have a nice
A
peaceful swim. You just go for it at your leisure.
Well, the best part is the music stops too, so it's
Yeah.
literally just a nice little chill swim. There's no like boss battle music going on in the
Yeah.
background. So yeah, I mean, apparently the exit was just swimming down the hallway. So it's
Dude,
pretty scary. I
how,
mean,
how is no one ever I don't understand this. We
I don't.
literally let's remove the boss. It's a 5 minute swim, 10 minute tops. I'll give you that if you're a slow swimmer. This is a prison. This is a prison, dude. There's lights all over the place. These tunnels are
I
like you
guess
could fit submarines in these tunnels. What is
yeah,
how what is going on here?
that's
Who designed
well
this?
that's the other thing. Yeah, it's I mean to obviously everybody listen to this. You guys know what we're talking about, but yeah, why are the tunnels? I just think they made the foolish assumption of thinking that they could just throw humans under there and they would drown. Right?
Yeah, you're
They
not
should
gonna
know it doesn't work
swim, will
like
you?
that.
No.
So,
All right, good.
well, who's gonna hold their breath for this? Like, okay, yeah, they're definitely gonna drown before they kill
Dude,
Everett. They
I
can't
mean,
throw Phoenix Downs that
okay.
fast.
Here's the other thing too. So after we kill Everett, zombie Everett, all the fights stop too. So he obviously caused the fights to begin with. So it would literally, you are literally just swimming. There's no fiends down here. We killed Everett. That created the fiends there somehow. I don't know. Would they channeled something else? I don't understand. Otherwise, this would have just been a swim through some tunnels. Oh wow, what a horrible prison. What what a we
We could
repent.
go
So we
on about
repent.
this
Let us
all day.
out.
Seriously, we could go on about this all day. It's classic, but Escape from the Via Purifico. Nobody's ever
Yes.
done this.
No.
And now we're on what we'll find out is essentially the high bridge. And we're finally reunited, right? Like everybody's hugging it out. Titus is feeling all bad and stuff like that. He's just like, I, where do I start? What do I say? And then you've got basically the creep squad, right? I mean, these guys,
The creep
seriously,
squad.
the, the creep squad just comes walking
Yeah,
up to
what is
Seymour.
it? It's Yevon and Guado now together. When the Guado took over Yevon.
Yeah. And then basically they just apparently they took out Keenock at this point too. They just throw him down, right?
Yeah, what was his problem, man? What do you think? Was Key not gonna maybe stop him from what he was about to do? Is that what they assume? Maybe he did try to stop him. Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe.
Well, he kinda
I don't know.
was, yeah, he was a little bit, like, a
His
little bit
conscience
on the
was
fence,
getting
right?
to
There
him.
was yeah, there was even that thing where he was like, "I'll go with you." Well, this is exactly why he was killed. Yeah, this is where he was like, "I'll go with you. Would you trust a man that killed his own father?" Well, dude killed you, Keenock, so you should have
Yeah,
seen that one
yeah,
coming,
dude.
man. I mean, come
You
on.
literally did it to yourself. You literally told yourself
Yeah.
not to trust him, and then you trusted.
What's Yeah, exactly. What's weird is, none of the guards or anything, you've got Yevon guards, they don't seem concerned or anything
No,
like
they're
that.
holding them.
Basically, you get this whole thing, so, he comes up, they do
Scheming their
that, and
petty
Titus
schemes.
and Titus, of course, it's the classic good guy, bad guy thing. He's like, "You?" Of course, we get a glimpse into his insanity, right? Because he's right off the bat, he's like, "I have freed him from his pain," right? And then,
Yes.
like you said, it basically, he spent his days scheming petty schemes
Yeah,
and
poor
all this
guy.
kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
basically, he's just saying that, "No, I freed him. Death
So
is
just kill him,
death
man.
is a sweet slumber." Yeah, exactly. So this logic, I just want to be clear with how insane Seymour is. Basically, his strategy for Spira, for nobody to suffer, is that everybody's on sand so
Yeah.
that they can't suffer. But then you can't feel any good because you're not alive. So what's the point? I mean, that's the whole. It's just it really is insane. It is a
Man,
good
just
like.
let's all just live the undead life. Yeah, living it. Oh,
That's
we're all
exactly,
gonna be
yeah.
dead, man. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it doesn't
great.
make exactly. Death is a sweet slumber. It's like I'll free you from your pain. I'll kill you.
Yeah,
Okay,
isn't this
well,
when he also
doesn't exactly help.
tells join me, and I'll turn into sin. I'll free everyone. I'll destroy it,
Yeah,
and stuff. And so
yeah, yeah.
he's leading on
Yep,
to
you
this,
start
which
hinting.
probably didn't mean much to many of them, but obviously Titus would understand, Orin would understand.
Yep. And then basically, I love Titus, where you're totally
You're
nuts.
totally nuts. It's like, dude, yeah,
He's
you are
100%
totally
right.
nuts, man.
He
You
is,
you
yeah.
are
I mean,
super nuts.
imagine that. Like, that is insane. This
It's all
guy's
right, buddy. We
he's
gotta take this
completely
guy
nuts.
out.
Yeah, and then Kamari, I just like how he's like, "Oh, wait," and just comes up and stabs him straight in the sternum. Like, it looks like the most painful thing. He just stabs him with his spear,
Yeah.
Seymour. You know what I mean? And I love how Seymour just stands there. He's like, looks down. Unpleasant.
Yeah. And then he's got one of his good lines again. I forget what it is.
You seem to want I will free you from your, or you know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah,
seem
yeah. It
to
was one
want
of
your
his
death,
death
so I
things.
will
Like,
deliver it
I'll
to
give you
you,
death
to
if
the
you want
devil.
it, kind of a deal. And
Yeah,
it's like, all right,
it
man, come
just
on.
and then this part's classic because it kind of alludes to what I was saying with the guards. He turns them all into fireflies, so they were all undead on
Yeah,
sand, and absorbs all the fireflies, turns into this like Uber Seymour, right? And yeah, how about that hair and everything? It's
dude.
hilarious because he's still got the six pack abs. I gotta say, he's still got the cut, the
Hey,
cut appearance.
his great grandpappy Kuja told him to always wear a muscle shirt so you can give the ladies what they want, 6-pack abs. All right. No,
So
I
he's
mean,
always
but
got
dude,
six
all
pack
right. So
abs.
so look at that. You might think, oh, that's some cool wings. It's not his wings, guys. All right, that's his hair. It literally is his hair.
Yeah,
So his spiky hair is turned into this like giant stone-looking hairdo that's like 12 feet long. Let me tell you, this
it's
guy
like
takes a
that
long time in
giant.
the morning to get ready. Like he's just in the mirror, like, hold on, guys, I gotta style my stone hair. I'm chiseling away at it. I'm etching it right now.
Imagine it. It's got Yevon glyphs etched in there and stuff like that. It's insane. I honestly like this. One of the things I've always loved about Final Fantasy again, like we'll cover this in detail in like a bonus episode or something,
Yeah.
but just how the designs of the bosses and especially the main bosses, how they always have this progression of different versions of them and
Yep.
they get
Yep.
more and more intense, and especially
Upgraded
Seymour.
version.
Yeah, it's like an
Super
upgraded version.
upgraded version.
And yeah, it's kinda like what you said. What cracks me up is like the overall body of Seymour just changes color, but he's still got his like cut abs and everything like that. But then, like you said, he's got this giant. His hair just gets crazier and crazier.
He's like
It's
Samson,
funny.
dude. It's the source of his strength. We just gotta cut that hair. That's all we got. Anyone got a giant chisel, man? We just need to get away at this thing.
Yeah, yeah. So then basically, Kamari, his spear's no longer in him, but he's still like holding him at
Yeah.
spear
He's
point,
like,
right?
oh, all right.
He's he apparently wasn't affected by getting stabbed
No.
in the chest, so that's fine. But he's like, "Go now, save Yuna." That's my best.
Hey man, that was pretty good. I'll give you that, man. I mean, that was good. I mean, Orin insists too, right? He has his sword out, and so he's like, you gotta need to go. He's like, gosh, man, this freak is wild. Like, I didn't know this guy was gonna do this. This is nuts. Get out of
Yeah,
here. He's like, maybe undead Seymour, sure, but now this is crazy. So, you're all running down the high bridge. What Una wants to go back, right? And then everyone wants to. And then her and Titus she's like, Una, I'm your guardian, so I'll go anywhere. Anywhere? It's like, yes, that's what he just
Yeah.
said.
And he's like, that's right, anywhere. And she's like, all right, well, let's go back the exact way we just came. We just ran all that way across the whole high bridge,
Yeah.
and now we're going back.
Can't leave
Yeah,
Kamari,
essentially.
so
Exactly. They have to go back for Kamari. Oren was thinking protect the summoner,
yeah. Yeah.
and that's what Kamari's job is to do, is so we need to get you out of here, da da da. But you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're gonna take on Seymour. We can beat Seymour. And then yeah, they all have their little thing. It just cracks me up at this point. It's all about the camaraderie, right? We've been reunited. So
Yes.
everybody when they're leaving, they have their little thing that they say. Riku's like, me too. It's like, wait for me, guys, and then Lulu, I'll go too.
Okay, Lulu, thanks for letting me know. All right, what
Yeah,
do we
and
got? The roster? Anyone here? Is there a
uh,
Kamari?
you missed the best one, Orin too. I like how his thing is just like,
He's
and
just
then he
like
runs
smiling,
off.
like, yep, all right, let's do
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
he's like,
no,
all right, yeah, yeah, exactly. I think he's getting it now. He's like, all right, you know what? We're just gonna decimate everything
yeah,
from this
let's
point
just
on.
fight
So
everything. What's the point?
we're done. We're done playing around at this point.
Let's turn them all into zombies. Let's just do it. All right. Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. And well, so now at this point you're able to walk around. There's a safe sphere there, and that is where we're gonna go ahead and end this episode. So we like to thank you all very much for hanging out with us, listening to the episode, and just we hope you're enjoying the podcast as much as we enjoy putting it together. You can check us out on our website, finalstopfrontfantasytalks.com. We just got some more stuff there that we should be getting up and going here pretty soon again. There's been a little bit of lull because of just life, and so hey, we're getting at it. And also our Instagram, we just post different media and things. It's pretty cool. I don't know, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate you guys listening. I mean, always have a good time. Have a good time talking about Final Fantasy, and especially this last one with the Via Purifico. It's a hot topic kind of thing everybody talks about, especially in this game, and just how funny it is. So,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we'll catch you next time. I'm Mark,
and I'm Alex.
and this is Final Stop for Final Fantasy Talks.